Welcome to the Holocaust Podcast with your host, Adolf Hitler. Today I'll be interviewing three very important philosophers that are honestly like pretty average philosophers in my opinion. I'm like the best of them all.
Hoe bist du Gushkin?
Could you repeat that in English, please?
Who are you and where did you grow up?
My name's John Locke, and I grew up in Pensford, England.
I am Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and I was born in Geneva, Switzerland, and grew up in Paris, France.
My name is Thomas Hobbs, and I grew up in the town of Westport in England.
What do you think about human nature?
I think humans are all free and have rights, and I believe that people are born as a blank slate.
I believe that all humans are inherently good from a young age, but as they grow up, the world and society corrupt that kid so that they will turn evil, just like everybody, like the people who are around them.
All right. Personally, I believe that human nature is actually very selfish. It's a person's thirst for power. It's only selfish because people just care about personal gain.
How do you think the government should be involved in society?
I think the government should be very limited, and it's only necessary in keeping its citizens secure and safe. And this way we can enjoy our lives, liberty, and property. And I also believe in the separation of powers, so the legislative and executive powers, so that human rights will be maintained and not taken away.
I believe that the government should have very little say in our society. Instead, they should listen to what the citizens are saying and make decisions based on what the group around them think and believe.
In my opinion, I believe the government should enforce a social contract to avoid the brutish, nasty, and short state. That citizens should be willing to give up some of their freedoms for their own safety.
That's really good. What part of politics do you guys value most?
I value individual and natural rights the most. I believe that everyone should have the right to private property and liberty, and the only value the government brings us is the protection of our rights and freedoms.
I believe that the citizens that have ideas and are trying to help out the government is the most important part. Because if the government was just making their own decisions without the collective ideas, the government will become corrupt and will hurt the country instead of helping it.
I agree.
Social and political order are the first two things that pop in my mind when I think of value in politics. I believe that people should live together rather than living in their own fear.
No. So what do you guys believe should come first, the individual or the collective group, and why?
The individual should definitely come first, because private property is much more important than public property.
Yeah.
Everyone is equal and naturally free, so everyone has the right to own what they want and do what they want with their own property. And no one should have the right to harm another person or their belongings.
I believe that the collective group should come first, again, because when you get these people making decisions based on what is best for them instead of what's best for society, there will be anarchy. I have full faith in this statement.
The individual probably should come first, in my opinion, over the collective. The reason I'm saying this is because humans are just so self-interested, and I believe, like I said earlier, that there should be a social contract implemented so that there is a lot of control, order, and peace.
Okay, next question. What is the most important part about where you should stand on the spectrum?
In my opinion, I think that on the right side of the spectrum, where I personally stand, it gives everyone much more freedom to be themselves and pursue what they want. Everyone is equal, but have different interests. So with limited government, it's the key point to this lifestyle. And I believe that everyone can get along and not harm each other if everyone has the ability to own what they want and be safe and secure with their own belongings.
I would like to say that more to the right is where I would stand, because I do believe that the collective ideas are important and should be fully accounted for. I still think that there should not be a government running the society. I think that the citizens should, yet not individually, but more as a group. This way, we will be more of a society and not one person running the entire show. You know what I mean?
I just believe that a person is more likely to succeed on the right side, thinking more about their own interests rather than thinking about the whole group's interests. Like you picking up what I'm putting down, kind of getting what I'm giving you.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good podcast. Thank you all for coming, and thank you to our listeners for tuning in. And pop by next week to watch my podcast with Theo Vaughn.
Oh my god.